which is how many lines per stanza? 4, good. Most of you followed this writing scheme, but if you had to do AABB, that was fine too. So I'm going to get a couple of you to share. We'll start with Matt.
For my seat?
For your love poem.
Okay. My love for you is like diarrhea. It can't be contained, Maria. Without you, I feel like I would explode. You always know how to make me feel like a nematode. Your eyes are as colored as a smashed butterfly. Whenever I'm with you, I never want to say goodbye. When I hug you, I feel like flying. Then I see your fugly face next there crying.
So, girls, did that win your heart over? Not so much. No. All right, Evan.
Blonde hair and blue eyes, her hair falling to her eyes. She reads and dances, her hair so shiny and soft, glistening and reflecting the sun. Until the waves of your hair bounce off and shine bright, so do all that is right.
Very good. Good. That's
Oh, Evan.
Okay, Marissa.
No.
Touch when I'm with you, you're the apple of my tree. Every moment with you is true. I'm the boat in the sea. Any mountain I will canoe it. Any tree we can grow above. Any sea we can swim in together.
Very good. She's good. That's good. I think it was probably the best. Not judging you guys, but that was pretty good. Okay, so that's a springboard for helping you write your sonnet, which is about what? Love. When is the sonnet due? February 20th, as part of your poetry project. That's going to be your sonnet in completion. So today we're going to just practice on learning how to write the sonnet. I want to see a few lines that are written, just so I can make sure you're on the right path, because I think this is going to be the most difficult poem you write for the project, just because it's very structured. Okay, so if you look at your handout that I've given you that says Writing an Italian Sonnet, have that out, and also have page 426 in your book open as well. Today's goal is to learn to write an Italian sonnet following the correct structure, rhyme scheme, and iambic pentameter. So kind of 3 main things with that. Question?
I didn't get one.
One of these? Okay.
I didn't get one either.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Here you go, Joe. And Jonah. Everybody else has these handouts? Okay. Okay. Katie, can you read the Common Core objectives that go with this objective?
Produce clear and
Coherent.
writing in which the development, organization, and style are appropriate to task, purpose, and audience. Write routinely over extended time frames and shorter time frames for a range of tasks, purpose, and audiences.
Very good. So we have a specific task, a purpose, and an audience. You're writing the sonnet to someone you love. Okay. So the first thing let's do is define what a sonnet is. A sonnet is a 14-line poem written in iambic pentameter. So it's 14 lines total, and it's also written in what we call iambic pentameter. But you're familiar with iambic pentameter, correct? Remember learning that?
Yes, ma'am.
Just to review so that you have it together, iambic pentameter means that lines are formed using 5 iambs. An iamb is how many syllables? What's an iamb? 2, good. So remember, it's unstressed, stressed, for 2 syllables. So iambic pentameter means how many syllables per line total? Say it again.
10.
10, good, because 5 times 2 is 10. So an IM is an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed. Refrain. Sometimes a word has more than 2 syllables, so it could have an IM and a half, like more than an IM. But we typically, we think unstressed, stressed. I always think of iambic pentameter as like the rhythm of a poem. So what's the like part of the drum that's on the bottom that you, like the pedal drum? So
Right.
even if you have no rhythm, like when a song comes on that has that, you like automatically start nodding your head. That's how iambic pentameter works in poetry. Da 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 da. It's just that natural snapping rhythm flow for 10 syllables or iambic pentameter for 5 IMs. A sonnet can follow different rhyme schemes. There's the practicing your rhythm. Okay, let's stop. There's 2 types of sonnets. One is known as a Shakespearean sonnet, and the other is Petrarchan sonnet. Good. Also known as an Italian sonnet, which is a much easier word to pronounce, so that's what we're going to use. And I know I've asked this before, but who's Italian? Are you Danny?
Yeah.
Good. All right, good. So a lot of
Yes, I am.
And Colombian.
so good. So you also have like that. Italians kind of known for their love. So this poem should be really easy for you to write about.
The blue notes.
Specifically with the structure, and this is the 3rd part of your handout, the structure of a Petrarchan sonnet is divided into 2 parts. An octave, which is how many lines?
8.
8. And if you need 14 lines, what is the second stanza going to be then?
6.
6, good. It's not math, it's okay. 8 plus 6 is?
13. 14.
Yeah. Okay, 14. An octave is a sestet. So 2 stanzas, the first stanza is 8 lines, the second stanza is 6 lines. I want you to write that down here, and then it says, what is the rhyme scheme of an Italian sonnet? And this is it. A, B, B, A, B, B, A, C, D, E, C, D, E. So write that on your handout. And you all are very familiar with rhyme schemes. So the A rhymes with what line?
4.
A. So line 1 and line 4 rhyme. Line 2 and line 3. Line 5, line 6. And then line 8 goes with the A's. So does C rhyme with anything up here?
Yeah.
No, this starts over. So otherwise, so C is a new word, so C, D, E, C, D, E. Sometimes there is a variation on the sestet with this kind of sonnet where it could follow one of these rhyme schemes. But for purposes of this assignment, I don't want you to do that. I want you to everyone to follow the same one, okay? So just what you have written. Okay. Let's try with this sonnet by C.S. Lewis.
Can I read it?
And this is on page 426 in your book. Who's C.S. Lewis? What is he known for? The what? The Chronicles of Narnia, good. He's also written a lot of other great books, Mere Christianity, adult literature as well, but he's a Christian author. This sonnet doesn't really have a lot of that in it, but I want to focus just on the syllable count and the rhyme scheme for the sonnet. So let's kind of go through some of this, just to kind of review. So first I want to just look at the rhyme scheme of the first 5 lines. Fall, I'm going to label A. Sweet, I label
B.
Bleak, B. B. Call,
A.
crawl. A, good. So A, B, B, A. All right. And then meat and sheep are
A.
All right. So we'll stop there for just a moment. Now I want to look at the syllable counts per line. And I always do this with my finger typically. The stars come out, the fragrant shadows fall. How many?
10.
So good job, C.S. Lewis, because he's staying in with the sonnet, form of the sonnet, right? 10 syllables per line. Now watch, because the way you're going to write this is a little bit different. We're going to do it by I am. So, the, how many syllables?
1.
Stars,
1.
So I'm going to underline the stars. That's one I am. Right? Unstressed, stressed. Out. Now what about this part? The fragrant shadows fall. Yeah, but what about thee?
The and fall.
You divide it up. The fragrant shadows fall. So look how many I ams. For 2 syllables per I am. The stars come out, the fragrant shadows fall. You see how, I mean, you're probably not going to read it that intensely, but it's still going to follow that naturally. About a dream, gar, oops, that should be a space, then still and sweet. How many?
9.
5 I ams, so 9 syllables. I hear the unseen bats above me bleat. This is what you're writing on your handout. So you have the lines provided. So on your handout, I want you to write the first line, line 1, the stars. So everyone's doing this right now. Come out. I just want you to see how it's separated into iambic pentameter.
You write it on here?
Yes.
Alright.
I'll do one more line. Among the ghostly moss, their hunt being called. Any questions on what I'm doing right now? All right. On your handout, I want you to do the next 4 lines. Right here.
Isn't there supposed to be a space?
Where?
Like a gap?
Yes, his does not have that, you're right. Your Italian, because it's different, your Italian sonnet will have that stanza break. This sonnet is not, the structure's not like that. And in fact, this rhyme scheme doesn't follow the same one you do either at the bottom. All right, so take a moment and do the next 4 lines. Is that still recording?
Yes.
Can you stop for a minute? I'll give you a second to work. Okay, let's see how you did on just separating these, this poem to understand what iambic pentameter is. All right, Danny, can you come underline what you underlined up here on your first line?
This one?
Yes. Very good. Any questions on what Danny did? Yes, round of applause for him. Okay, nice work. So he has 5 lines, all separated has a spot, now for a chamber dim, a pillow neat. Unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. I don't wanna focus on the little bar parts, we'll do that. We'll do that as we move forward, but, today I just want you to focus on separating to the syllable count. And it does that, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. Okay, Grace. Next line. Excellent, good. And, Shelby, last one. Very good. Any questions on this? If this part is confusing to you, please come to guided practice after school because we want to make sure you have to know this to be able to write your sonnet, all right, and understand how that's broken up. Does this make a little more sense with syllable count than before? Iambic pentameter does not mean 5 words per line or 10 words per line. I saw that even when we were doing the haikus. Some of you, instead of like 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5, you are writing 5 words, 7 words, 5 words. It's not by words, it's by syllables. So understanding this is really important. Questions on how to do this?
So you mean it's technically 10 syllables every line, because then you split it. Okay.
Yes, all 14 lines are 10 syllables each.
Okay.
All right, before you start, so you have this part complete now. If you look at the next handout, this is where you're going to actually draft your sonnet. So one of the first things I would do is write out the rhyme scheme all the way down. And you can see I even put a little break where you would have your stanza break. So you have your octave, and then you have your sestet, and a break. It's probably going to be helpful for you to write the rhyme scheme all the way down, and that way you know as you write exactly what goes where. You have 5 lines. This, you are required today in class to do the first 4. You're going to turn this into me so I can check it, and then, and make sure you're on the right path before you move before you do the whole sonnet, I'm like, didn't do it right. So this way we can check, make sure you're on the right path. So I'm looking for, does it follow iambic pentameter? And does it follow the correct rhyme scheme? And then also, is it about love? Good. Valentine's Day, so this works well. So you have your 5 iams already on your paper. So this is how you're going to write it, just kind of backwards from what we just did. Are any of you familiar with Sonnet 18 by Shakespeare? You read it next year in 10th grade, but. So, as you write, your 2 syllables on each one. Compare the 2. So that looks a little weird, especially when you have to separate the words. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Actually, the P goes over here. Temperate, yeah. So you may have to like count out your syllables to do that. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. So Shakespeare, your so good at this. So channel your inner Shakespearean as you do this. I want you to write how many lines? 4 lines. You have this rubric in front of you as well. When you turn this in, not all the way complete yet, just the first what?
4
4 lines. You're also going to turn in this rubric with it as well. Pretty simplistic. But you're basically going to, if all 4 lines, are all 4 lines in iambic pentameter, and do they follow the rhyme scheme for the Italian sonnet? If you get all 4 correct, it's 100 for a classwork grade, 3 is a 75.
Second interruption. Can you have Matthew Narbone come to the upper school?
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you do now?
Can I have my phone?
Can you, no, not yet. When you come back. 2 out of 4 is a 50. If you miss one, we'll talk about it. You'll see that on your paper. If you miss more than one out of those 2 lines, I really need to work with you individually before you move on to do the rest of your sonnet. Okay? But with those lines, that should really help you with your syllable count and making sure it follows the right meter. Any questions on how to do this? On what is due today? If for some reason you don't finish those 4 lines, you can finish for homework.
Must be about one word, I think.
It has to be about love, yes. You're starting your sonnet. Okay, you guys can go ahead and start. Don't laugh. Show you guys hard at work. Can your sonnets go over by even 1 syllable? No. Every line has to be 10. So those of you that are finished with the 4 lines, like I said, if you want to move on and go past the 4 lines, keep going. I'm just going to grade the first 4 lines to make sure you're on track, though. And you can turn it in, just put it face down on the silver tray. So how many of you are finished with the first 4 lines? Okay, most of you. All right, you have a couple of minutes left of class, so go ahead and turn in what you have. If you've not finished the first 4 lines and you finished tonight for homework, you just need to bring to me tomorrow because I don't have you for class. And I want to be able to correct these over the weekend and get them back to you so that you have plenty of time to finish your poetry project. No, you're just turning in the handout, the handout and the rubric where you the draft of the rubric. So make sure you turn in the rubric along with that handout. You don't need to staple it, just make sure your name's on both papers, please.
I'm glad we did this.
Does it make a little more
Do I put
sense?
this on here?
No, not the notes, but just turn in the 4-line handout, the big handout, the draft, as well as the rubric.
You take it home and put it in.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just need your first 4 lines, that's all that's required today. And make sure your name is on on both the rubric and the draft.
Can we get our phones now?
Yes, and Callie, you can hit the repeat.